So in my busking setup that I bring with me every single day I perform while street performing, I have two signs. I have this backdrop sign so people can take pictures of me and then they can see my name in the background so they don't forget who I am. And I have this sign right here. And I like to call this sign my busking hat holder, because that's exactly what it does. Not like this though, it gets better, I promise. 1 second. Dun da 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 da. Ta-da! Isn't it beautiful? Now it's ready for millions of dollars to go through it while I street perform. That might be a bit of an exaggeration. But let's take a bit of a closer look, shall we? And it's starting to get pretty old. It has a couple knife wounds in it right here, and I'm not really sure how that happened, but it definitely wasn't me dropping, because I never drop. Okay, so there's a little bit of dropping, so it might have been me. It definitely was me. And because of these alleged knife wounds, the fact that it rained on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday farmers markets that I was performing at might mean it's slightly damp now. So as you can see, my beautiful coloring work on my logo is starting to disperse that direction, which is not ideal. And of course I am incredibly smart, so I have set this up so I can swap out the paper inside, and when I went to do that, I poked another hole through it. And then I went to open it, and the whole thing just fell off. And on top of that, the paper's so wet, I can't even take it out. Like, it's done for. Rest in peace. Ziz! Literally. There's piece number 1, and there's piece number 2. And not just pieces, but molds too, everywhere. It's really gross. And after looking at this slightly closer, I realized it's pretty outdated now. Facebook? I don't use Facebook. Also, the logo, I'm pretty sure I don't really use anywhere anymore. I've kind of updated it to this, and that's the only really place I use it. So join me on the adventure that will be updating my hat holder logo holder thing. So let's start off with a little bit of a show and tell of my beautiful hat holder that I made back in, I want to say 2019. It's getting pretty old now, but it's still pretty sturdy, which is awesome. So the reason I made this hat holder is because I wanted to make my hat be slightly off the ground, and this gives me an extra 4 inches. And on top of that, it also gave me some advertising space, which is perfect, because this was actually before I had the backdrop sign. And of course, not only is signage important, but having your hat off the ground is important, because I found that out the hard way, because when you have it out in front of you, firstly, it's a brown hat, and on concrete, people who are colorblind apparently can't see it, because people on electric scooters, like those motorized little wheelchair scooter thingies, they would just start driving, they'd like hook the hat a little bit, turn it upside down, all the money starts to fall out, and then they drag it like 27 feet that direction with the money slowly going out behind them. And they never hear me go, excuse me, hello, hi. So I'm just chasing them and trying to pick up money, waiting for the hat to fall out and stop the chaos. So this thing's important. Can confirm, the hat issue has not happened since I made this thing. So essentially what it is it's made out of corrugated plastic. That is just one long sheet like that. It's just flat. So then, you can fold it up so it can fit into a bag or a box or whatever you need pretty easily. And then all I did was I cut the corrugated plastic on one side, duct taped it together so it was a little bit stronger, added Velcro where I needed spots to stick to each other, and did a whole lot of measuring so that I could slowly fold it together and have a pretty sturdy hat holder. The only thing that isn't pretty much perfect about this thing is that the back has started sagging. So if the hat starts to get too heavy, God forbid, it'll start to sag lower and lower and be harder and harder to see. But, you know, there's bigger problems to deal with than having too many coins. And on top of that, if I did reinforce it, when I inevitably accidentally step on it, it would probably break for real, not just temporarily. So, yeah, I think it's as good as it's gonna get right now. And yeah, so that is my original design for a foldable hat holder. Pretty cool. So this video is about redesigning the sign for my busking hat holder, but the more I started thinking about it, the more I realized how important making stuff is for my profession. Which, if you don't know, I'm a professional juggler. I juggle things for a living. It's very, very fun, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Now, most of my stuff is bought by, like, professional juggling suppliers, but sometimes they don't make things, and you gotta make it yourself. For example, I'm pretty sure nobody would actually make or sell these kind of chainsaws because they're not very good at cutting down things, so I made them myself. Also, shout out to Draco the Juggler for the idea on making these things. I appreciate you thoroughly. Also, Play has discontinued my favorite kind of juggling rings, so hopefully I won't have to make these myself, but hey, if they don't make them and these eventually break and I want to keep them in my act, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make them myself. Now, obviously it's possible to get people to custom make things for you or ask favors from friends, but when you're a self-employed professional juggler, you don't always have the budget to hire someone to professionally make a custom object for you, or you've run out of blackmail on your friends to make them make things for you, so you gotta make it yourself. Now, if we think back to the hat holder, nobody would build and sell these. Like, there's no demand for them at all. Plus, on top of that, most street performers are musicians and usually guitarists, so if you play guitar, you have a guitar case, and you're not gonna believe it, but that is a built-in hat and hat holder 2-in-1, so I'm a little jealous. I've also seen other professional entertainers and street performers use buckets, like the Home Depot-sized buckets, and those are big enough you definitely don't need a hat holder. So, what I'm trying to say is this thing is definitely unique to me. And not just because I am one of the small amount of performers that might possibly need one, but because I made it myself! It's beautiful, and without this thing, my busking hat would still be on the dirty, dirty pavement right in front of where I'm performing. So don't be afraid to try and make things, because let me tell you something, I am not a professional in graphic design. I wouldn't even say it is my passion, and yet, by the end of this video, I will have done some graphic design and hopefully made something beautiful. Or passable, at best. So let's get to it. Oh, it's my Patreon page. Well, was. Now it is. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I have a Patreon page, and these videos here are supported by my patrons. So thank you, patrons, for being awesome. If you want to become a patron, you get exclusive access to cool videos like TikToks that were too raunchy for TikTok, or even early access to these videos right here, or even Evan the Juggler's How to Street Perform course, and a whole lot of other things like monthly blooper reels, and it just keeps going. I post there all the time. So if you want exclusive content and want to support my work, go check out the Patreon page. And thank you, patrons, you're awesome, and now let's actually do some Photoshop. I'm all set up, we're ready to go. So the program that I use for Photoshopping is a free program called Krita, and you know what? It works pretty good. And as you can see, what we have here is the old one. Oh, it opens over here. So yeah, that should be the right size, so if I open up the Krita file, we should be good to go. Yes, it remembered everything! Oh, it's a miracle! Okay, good. So now I just have to completely re-edit everything. I do find it kind of funny looking at these, because you can tell that I went through quite a few. I had the Evan the Juggler revision 0, and then I had, okay, now it's the right size. So clearly there were a few other sizes, like we even went to revision 3 apparently, but okay, now it's the right size was the right size, so we used it. Oh wait, no, this one is different. This one has the tips thing, which I don't have anymore. Oh no, did I delete the other one? Well, we're going back to basics. Another thing I like to use while photoshopping is the Wacom tablet. Wacom? Wacom? Wacom! Anyway, it's amazing. It works great for any time I have to actually draw something. I would recommend using it like this, so it's in... Oh, did I just... That can't be good. What? Give me 1 second. I have good news. I looked through my external hard drive and I found the revision 3. So this is the one that actually got printed off here. And as you can see, it's the same one as this one here, and it's slightly better because I can actually delete everything except for the socials, which is the only part that I want to keep from that. Perfect. So I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm gonna make it dividing line, because I need to remake this line, but I'm gonna make it separate on its own. So I'm just gonna make it a little smaller. Okay, here we go. The perfect dividing line. Why did it do this? That can't be right. Oh, no, that was right. Control-Shift-Z. And then I make this disappear. Yay, it's perfect! What am I missing next? Now I think I should work on the Evan the Juggler, and instead of having it set up so it's Evan the Juggler, I want to set it up so it's Evan the Juggler, because I think this looks much better, honestly. So I'm going to try to find a font that kind of matches that, because of course this is hand-painted, so I don't think there is a font that looks like that. So for the newest layer, we shall call it... Oh, I missed. Evan! Why isn't it caps locked? I thought I did that. Evan! That was a whole process. Okay. And then I think that all I need to do is go like this. That's about the right size. And now that's definitely the wrong size. The font, not quite what we're looking for. So, still not what we're looking for. Let's change it to Evan. 1 second. Okay, it's getting closer. Maybe... No. No. Maybe. Definitely not. No. No. Gross. No. That's a little too Mr. Beastie. Nobody can read cursive nowadays. Sign language? No. I don't know how I did that. That, you know... Good enough for now. I'm just gonna go with this one and then try to resize it a bit. Okay, give me a minute. I'll fiddle around. I'll come up with something better. Okay, I think that is the closest to the right font. It's a little bit bigger than the one kind of in person, but if we put it somewhere around here, that should be good. Now let's work on the. Look at that! If I put it just right, boom, the. I think that looks good. Okay, so I have a feeling that Juggler is gonna be a little hard to do, so I'm gonna bring you along on this adventure because I found a font that looks like it'll be okay. I then I have to merge this. That's what I missed a step. I missed a step. It's very complicated. I feel like Photoshop is easier, but this one's cheaper, so we go with Krita. Then we move it like something like that. That looks pretty good. Maybe if I move the over slightly, give me a bit more room. All right, then we have the Juggler. It's a little stretched out, but that's okay. But now these two G's, we have to figure out how to scrunch them. So, oh, I wonder, can I just select it? Or do I have to make like a whole new layer and erase some things? Let's see. Come on. Yeah! Oh, that's so much easier than I thought it would be. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, there's that. Is it up higher? It is higher. Okay, that looks a bit more in line. That's looking good. I like that. Okay, and then can I do it with the other G without messing everything up? Come on. They're a little uneven. I have to work on that. But that was surprisingly effective. Now we have a new logo. I feel so smart. It worked. All right, I'm gonna fiddle around with this a little bit, and then I'll be right back. Okay, here's where we're at right now. I think it looks pretty good. Let's see what it looks like side by side with the hand-painted sign. I don't know which one I like better. Well, if anything, I think this one is a little bit more legible, considering it's gonna be a lot smaller this size than an entire sign in the backdrop. So, that works. We're gonna go with it. Okay, so now what I'm missing are the social media advertisements in the corner. So, let's see if I still have some of those saved. And the answer is yes, but let's be honest, I probably shouldn't be advertising Facebook because I don't post to Facebook. So maybe we'll do YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and Patreon. So I gotta find Twitch and Patreon ones now. All right, let's choose one of these. Oh boy, there's a lot of options. Maybe this one. Sure. And now Patreon, I realized it's a bit more complicated. They have like this whole asset and guideline thing, because you gotta have it specific distances and stuff, and it just, like, there's so many notes from legal, like, are they gonna see my busking sign and decide that I'm not doing it good enough or something? So, okay, but, oh, download assets, that's a helpful button. Apparently it opens it up on, Google Drive. Whoa, they're huge. All right, let me find the ones I want. I guess it's this one. Yep. Just looking at the Patreon logo itself, I don't think it's going to be legible enough to know what it is. So I'm just going to add this one as well, where that literally says Patreon, and hopefully follow the legal guidelines to actually use it. So we'll see how that goes, right? All right, so now Mochi's come to join me, and I'm going to try to add all the logos. I did YouTube, it looks great. Now I'm thinking TikTok here. Let's see, perfect. A little bit of an Evan the Juggler Instagram right on the side. All right, Twitch looks good. That was pretty easy. I think there should be enough room for Patreon. Let's see. Well, that can't be good. What do you say, Mochi? Do you know how to fix it? I'll take that as a no. Alright, let's hope it's not deleted. You have no idea how nervous I was, but thankfully it's all still there. I literally placed the Patreon thing, and it just immediately deleted itself. So, just like that, we've created a beautiful, brand spanking new juggling sign. We just gotta print it off. Yes, oh, thank goodness. That works. And now for the next step, I need this piece of paper to fit into this comic book holder because it is the most sturdy plastic bag I have that's easy to see through. And as you can see, it's a little bit too big. So, let's chop it. And would you look at that? We've perfectly chopped it. Let's see if it fits. Now, I'm 99% sure I've cut this properly, but there's always a chance to mess up. Let's see, and... oh, come on. Come on. Get in there. What? Aha! That works! And now all I should have to do is duct tape this onto there, and we are done. So give me 1 second. Please tell me we still have pink duct tape. Please tell me we still... Yes, we do! Do we have enough? Do we have enough? Do we have enough? You know, that's not a lot, but hopefully it'll work. We do have other options just in case, though. And we should just have to cut one piece of duct tape about that size. Cut it in half. No. I said very, very carefully. Ow, so close. Oh, there's a hair on it. Blame the cat. Okay, and... booyah! Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Just like that, we have a new sign! Yay! I'm so happy. It's better than this thing, that's for sure. And now you might be wondering about this plastic piece here. All I gotta do is just casually tape it here with some Scotch tape, not duct tape. It doesn't need to be super intense, just enough that it won't open up. Because it's already waterproof enough. It folds up into here, and the water goes on the front of it, and then hopefully I just don't have any knife accidents or children stepping on it, and we're good. And then we have number 1. We have number 2. Sure, why not? Number 3 and number 4. Prepare yourselves for the ultimate glory that is my new busking sign. Ta-da! Out with the old, in with the new.